Hey everyone, it's real early in the morning here, Wednesday, April 8th, 2026. Going to be speaking low, 'cause don't want to wake the family up early on my trading desk this morning, news desk. My goodness, okay, the Trumpinator, man, my goodness. Huge news, obviously, the art of the deal. Praise President Trump, man, he's going to bring in, the peace accord and the peace deals, and so peace in the Middle East. And so with that, so thankful. So I'll go over my trading plan today, not financial advice. I know I gotta keep things quiet, but I'm ecstatic here. So I've been dollar cost averaging Bitcoin this last week or so. Kind of go over this real quick. Bitcoin pulled the dippy dip. All right, it was like 66,000, right? And then we get the big old cup and handle with the breakout. And then yesterday pumped. So I was able to accumulate some Bitcoin all through that trough in the 66, 67,000, 69,000, and then sold yesterday on the news of the peace accord or peace deal with the ceasefire. So thankful for that. And then the S&P 500 is up big this morning. It's around 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here. So futures up huge. Dollar cost averaged, I went over my trading plan, as you know, with SPY ETF. It's up about 3%. The blockchain ETFs, good special, snaps to Bernstein. They called it last week. Sold a bunch of puts on all of the deals inside of blockchain ETFs like BKCH and then Block, BLOK. Got a nice position in those two ETFs. And then ETHE up huge this morning. And then FSOL, the Solana ETF. So now it's just incredible. Just kind of going over the news here. I'll probably do another video later this afternoon. I got a new computer. So I say this every day. I give thanks for my abundant supply now manifested. So today, the oil market's reeling, off. The oil futures are off huge. Are they going to open the Straits of Hormuz? And of course, we know that this news, it's fluid. It could change at any time. But S&P futures soar as oil prices plummet on U.S.-Iran ceasefire. And of course, we have FOMC minutes on tap. So everyone's concerned, rightfully so, about hyperinflation. So global markets jump and oil prices decline as Iran ceasefire agreement reached. Oil prices sink and the U.S. stock futures jump. And U.S. and Iran agree to a 2-week ceasefire. So we shall see how that plays out. Okay, KLA 10 Core got news on it for earnings. And then today, like I was saying, I'm looking at a bunch of selling puts on the strike that, on oil stocks. Now there's stocks that are plunging this morning. Let's take a look at these in the pre-market. So let's take a look real quick here on Battalion Oil. That stock's off huge. Let's see if there's puts on Battalion Oil, if they're writing them. So the stock's off like 20%. There's no options on it that I can tell. But there's going to be some other stocks in its peer group. Trio Petroleum, that's off 24%. So today's the day that I start looking at value stocks in the oil industry, that I can pull in some premiums, just like I did when the blockchain stocks tanked. The last couple of weeks I was selling puts on those. So let's see what we have here. Tamboran Resources, Indonesia Energy is off 14%. Sasol off 14%. Might sell some puts there. W&T Offshore, but I need liquidity. and price action on these stocks. So let's see, investing, kind of doing my own research here. Oil stocks, let's see what we have here. I'm using bar chart. So here's the stock shares, right? Latest price on, all right, so I'm looking at oil stocks. All right, a lot of these stocks are just going to get hammered today. So this will be the time, hammer time, like MC Hammer. I'll be able to sell some puts on some deals here. So I'm excited and pulling some huge premiums. So I'll sell a put and then buy a put out of the money as a hedge. My goodness. Top oil stocks for energy dependent world. So Transocean, Rig, Patterson Energy, Cord Laboratories, Energy Transfer Partners, Comstock Resources, Suburban Propane, PBR. They're going to get all hammered today and with the PR to the deal type of thing. So more on that later, but just going over the news headlines here real quick. My goodness. S&P is up huge. These are the mini contracts, up 177 points on the minis. NASDAQ minis up 822 points. Dow futures up 1,250 points on pre-market. The VIX dips 2 points to 21.90. The US dollar, the Dixie tanks off $1.20 to 98.505. The 10 years up at 111-190. Crude oil off $19 to $94. My goodness. Nat gas is off big too at 2.730. And then gold and silver. Silver trades back on. Gold's up huge at 4,800. And silver bullion's up. But this is all in USD. It's up $5 to $77. My goodness. So also too, Tower Semiconductor, TSEM, looks like a new all-time high. You know, my channel, I'm going to welcome all my subscribers. I got a lot of new viewers and subscribers on Twitter, on X. You can check out the links below and you'll see my link there. And I got some new Patreon supporters too. So I want to thank you for helping to support my channel. My channel's getting a lot of traction. So, you know, I got to check the weather today. I use my agentic AI app, weathermist.com. I'm here in North Florida, and it's been drought conditions here. So I check weathermist.com every day to, you know, they putting fire warnings out here in North Florida because it's so bad. 57 degrees here. AI alert here. Weather mist, it's agentic AI meets meteorology. It says no active alerts for today. So the weather is better, no rain, 50% humidity though on weathermist.com. So I own that app that I created and platform weathermist.com. My goodness, this news too. SanDisk, news there. The active stocks, Tesla is off, Nvidia, Apple Computer, Micron Technologies, Broadcom, Mr. Softy, Microsoft is active. Google's doing great. United Healthcare's up about 10%. This is all from yesterday. But yesterday's history, you know, tomorrow's a mystery. So I just stay with what I'm looking at right now in these markets. So I'm just going over this pre-market, I'm on the hunt today for oil stocks that have big premiums that I can sell the puts on. So energy's there, real estate, my goodness, food security, people need food, and thank goodness you know, I had called it too on my channel over the last couple weeks. I said this, you know, 6th or 7th of April was the line of the sand date that these straits have to be opened back up. If not, we were going to see global famine. So with that, you know, people in Bangladesh and Egypt and everything, where they import all their food. They don't have any. If the Straits of Hormuz are closed, we were going to see global famine potentially. So we can't have that. So Trump is amazing, man. I gotta say this, man, Trump's made me rich. Say what you will. I mean, he's just awesome. I mean, I've been fading the different trades. The Trump trade is just amazing. So that's what we have. All of my cryptocurrency stocks. I run my own synthetic Bitcoin mining rig. I combine that together with the blockchain ETFs, plus the dollar cost averaging of such, and then the dollar cost averaging of Bitcoin every day. And it's just rocking and rolling. The Global X fund on the blockchain ETF owns shares like Coinbase, Iron Limited, Bitminer Immersion Technologies, Applied Digital, Terra Wolf, Core Scientific, HUD 8, Riot Platforms, Cipher Mining. Riot Platforms is something. It looks like they're having a riot in Castle Rock, Colorado. The stock's up like 7% in pre-market. So all of these stocks on the blockchain are rocking and rolling. So I might sell some calls on those today. Just incredible news, the art of the deal. Let's see what CNN is reporting. And also too, Artemis 2, fragile ceasefire. This is being reported on CNN. Fragile ceasefire takes effect as U.S. and Iran prepare for talks. My goodness, the people are just elated in the streets of Iran. Iran says it will coordinate the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz, while both sides claim the deal as a victory. So they both win. So there's no winners in warfare ever. Democrats lost Marjorie Taylor. News there. Rubio and what's going on here. And oh my goodness. So let's see what's being reported on the Iranian news agencies like Al Jazeera. Is not Iranian, but let's see what Al Jazeera is reporting. I got to keep it quiet. I know the volume's low, but this is, I'm just like doing the happy dance. I'm like, oh man, the art of the deal is amazing. All right, Al Jazeera is reporting U.S. Iran announced a 2-week ceasefire. Israel says truce excludes Lebanon, though. So, wow. No uranium enrichment by Iran, says Trump. IRGC says it's ready to go in ceasefire if Israeli breaks a promise. And Qatar welcomes the ceasefire. United Arab Emirates and Dubai, Saudi Arabia, my goodness. So that's what's being reported there on Al Jazeera. So again, early here at 7:40 in the morning in the AM here. And today's oil trade day. So let's see, looking through the news here, let's see what Yahoo Finance is reporting. A lot of it's the same news, but I kind of look at it. Our Yahoo Finance, Delta stocks jump after Q1 earnings beat. Oil prices crater after Trump announces 2-week ceasefire. Dollar hits 4-week low as truce lifts appetite for risk. Bitcoin pumps. Got a huge pump in Bitcoin, XRP, Ripple, and Ethereum. I bought the dippy dip, as my viewers know, on XRP, Ripple, on the dippy dip at $1.33 as low as. Bitcoin jumps to a 3-week high on ceasefire. Bitcoin's up like 4 or 5%. Ethereum's up 7%. Retail investors are buying the dip in Tesla stock. Global bonds jump on the ceasefire. Got a lot of news here. Delta Airlines, Bitcoin, Palo Alto Networks, and Meta Platforms very active. Top gainers, we got there's going to be some real action. I'm pulling my research together early on my trading task. There's going to be a lot of trade action in the oil stocks today. And then Bitcoin squaring off profits in the Bitcoin and blockchain stocks. My channel's amazing. I just want to thank all my viewers, especially on X. I'll be pushing down on X. Today's day 2 of my second water fast that I did. I'm down like 10 pounds in the last 2 weeks. No Ozempic or nothing like that. And my blood sugars have normalized and blood pressure is normalized just from intermittent fasting and doing water fasting with electrolyte. So I want to give updates on that. You can tell my face is a lot leaner. So I'm doing, fasting and prayer. So that's what we have. So now let's look at here. All right, it's CNN, see Fox News. I go over the news every day and I formulate a trading plan as a quant trader. President Trump makes bold prediction after Iran ceasefire agreement. Trump agrees to a 2-week ceasefire if Iran opens the straits. So they had to have the we have to have the Straits of Hormuz open. I knew it was going to be around the 6th or 7th, and that transpired. President Trump's ceasefire with Iran draws praise from world leaders. The move came after talks with Pakistani Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, who urged Trump to delay any further military action while both sides continue to negotiate. See? So it's good Pakistan got involved in there with the diplomacy. The Strait of Hormuz is going to be opened. The narrow waterway between Iran, Oman, United Arab Emirates has typically carried 20 million barrels of oil a day, along with about 1/5 of the global liquefied natural gas and much of the world's fertilizers too for the industrial food supply. My goodness. Kuwait and the United Arab Emirates are reporting, Wednesday involving dozens of drones. So perhaps, we could see an end to the war or not. We don't know, but it's fragile. We got to be thankful for what we have. Peace. And the people, look at it in Iran, they're just waving their flags in the streets of Tehran, and they think it's a victory for their people. Good. Let's have the world, everyone wins, when everybody wins. So again, oil stocks today, selling puts. Crude oil off 17-18%. The S&P futures up huge. So let's see here, being reported here on bar chart. Sorry for the low volume, but I don't got to just focus on this. The price of WTI crude tumbled more than 16% after President Trump said he had agreed to pause attacks on Iran for 2 weeks. They've chunked like 800 Tomahawk missiles at Iran. Those things are like $2 to $3 million each. Contingent on immediate reopening of the Strait of Hormuz. Now, Iran's Supreme National Security Council agreed to permit safe passage of ships through the strait and said negotiations with the U.S. will begin on Friday. So that's good. Keeping the lines of communication opening the straits. The treasuries climbed, oil prices dipped, T-note yields fell. An analyst noted that the cross-asset relief rally could hold Traders will need confirmation that the ceasefire will last. Boy. So this is what we have. And then on stocks, Delta Airlines and Constellation brands are set to report quarterly figures on deck today. Euro stocks are up big, about 5%. Wow. So that's pre-market movers. Meta and Alphabet. Google's up like 4%. Go Google, go Google. Chip stocks and infrastructure and pre-market trading. Micron Technologies was up 10%. SanDisk up 10%. Marvel Tech, MRVL up 6%. Run at about 20 minutes. Travel stocks like Carnival Cruise Line and again UAL up about 10%. Up energy stocks tanked. Energy stocks in pre-market tumbled. Apache plunging over 9%, might sell a put there, and Diamondback Energy sliding 7%. So Applied Digital, price smart. So we got a lot of earnings on deck here, and oil trade today. So that's what we have. Like and share, and I'm going to publish this video out on X, on Twitter, and please subscribe to my Twitter channel too. I'm going to cap that off at 100,000 members too, to view my Twitter videos. So that's what I have on my trading desk here. You know, check out weathermist.com. It's my agentic AI app for weather. So that's what we have. My goodness, I mean, just crypto alone, Bitcoin is huge pump, up from 66,000 overnight in the last week to nearly 72,000. That's what we have. So I didn't sell my entire bag, but I had been readjusting my portfolio, reallocating into Bitcoin and XRP, and of course Ethereum too. So today marks a huge day for myself on my trades. So thankful to all of my viewers. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't give financial advice. I give myself financial advice, and then I take my own financial advice. S&P futures up, they're pumping. Okay, pre-market SPY ETFs up huge. So what a reversal. Good day again to sell covered calls on my crypto stocks. Good day to sell some naked puts on oil deals. So on and on, here we go, people. So have a wonderful, great day. And I want to welcome all of my new viewers on X. Thanks, everyone. It's John. I'm on my news desk. Got my new Bentley hat here. So thanks, and have an awesome day.